Hey everybody, Matthew Solomon here at coachwithmatthewsolomon.com. I'm really excited for today's video. I was asked to speak about core energetics, specifically using core energetics to heal sexual trauma. And what's really cool is I don't usually speak from this place when I'm doing videos, and it's a big part of my coaching and how I work with people on an energetic level, and working with healing traumas and upsets, and really reconnecting my clients to who they are, the amazing, powerful, happy people that they are within. So this might be a little lengthy because I understand that I don't speak from here normally, so I feel like I need to explain a bit. So core energetics is basically reconnecting the parts of you that get fragmented when there are traumas, when there are things that happen to you in your life, whether it's physical injuries, emotional distress, on all different levels. And core energetics takes the fragmented parts through, there's so many different processes, but uses those processes to reconnect and get you back to being whole and connected. And so the best way for me to explain this is, if you've ever twisted your ankle, and once you twist your ankle, you generally become more prone to twisting your ankle again and twisting your ankle again and twisting your ankle again. And what happens is we're all balls of energy. And we're on a big ball of energy floating through more energy, right? And in our bodies, we have lines of energy that are running through us. And so when you have an injury like a twisted ankle, there's a breakdown. There's an energetic breakdown. And so, yes, not only do the tendons and ligaments and all of that stuff get weaker because they get sprained, but energetically, the energy gets interrupted. So even when you do the rehab and getting things back together physically, on a deeper mental level, emotional level, you're still relating to that like it's a weak part of your body that you have to take care of it. I got to take care of my ankle. I got to take care of my knee. I have this actually with one of my clients who's had significant knee pain and trouble in her life, and we started doing some of the processes I'll talk about, and she's not having those issues anymore. So energetically, right, you relate to that ankle is weak. I had a herniated disc back in 2008. I was told I needed surgery. I was told I would never do martial arts again. I was told all this stuff. I did some work. I did some body work. And then I did some mental work and emotional work around it, and I don't relate to my back like I have a bad back, because I don't. My back is fine. And I've been doing yoga, and I exercise and work out and do all of that stuff. So that's on a physical level. On an emotional level, we have stuff that comes up in our life. I talk a lot about how I was made fun of from 4th grade to 7th grade for being smart and speaking out. And so on an emotional level, it became unsafe for me to put myself out there, to stand out too much, in a group. It was unsafe for me to be the one who stands out for doing something good. So there was a disconnect, there was a fragmentation. And so the work to do is going through these processes to get me back to whole and complete, so that I'm doing stuff like this, where I'm putting myself out there like this, or I'm going on TV and doing interviews and writing books about relating with women in the Me Too era, and talking to men and talking to women and everything in between. So how do you use core energetics for sexual trauma? It's the same thing. We all have stuff that we've had come up around sex. And it could be something as, well, I don't like to put values on it, but it could be something like, somebody made fun of you for not being able to perform properly. Or I was a virgin until I was like 21 or 22. And so I had a whole list of insecurity around that I took into my adult sexually active life where it's like, I don't know anything and I don't know what I'm doing and I feel nervous and I feel weird. And so there's been a lot of work that I've done to get back into my power and get back into my confidence. And that's just one end. There's, the trauma can go to being harassed and molested and raped and all these various levels. And so what does core energetics do? It's different processes to have you reconnect. And so what that looks like for me is, generally with my clients, I start with journaling, I start with meditating, and I start with, why am I experiencing this fear right now? Why am I disconnected from my body right now? What am I afraid of? What do you want me to know? Like if it's, say it's a sprained ankle, I will sit and I will rub my ankle, like massage my ankle and ask it, okay, I get that you're hurting. What do you want me to know? There's fear coming up. What am I afraid of? What do you need me to, and talking to that ankle, to my ankle, as if it's a being, because on some level it is a being. This is, so asking the questions, what do you want me to know? What do you want me to get? What do you need from me? And a lot of times it's something I need love and support. Great, I'll give that to you. What does that look like? And you talk to your injured part of you as a person that needs something that you get to provide for it. So the question was, how do you heal sexual trauma around that? Well, I start with journaling, asking myself, what is the stuff that's coming up for me around sex? Why is this not working for me? Why am I feeling embarrassed? What is it that you want me to know? What happened? What do you want me to know about what happened? Those are journaling, meditating. And if it's around sex, there's a lot of being with myself, being naked with myself and comforting myself, touching myself in ways to rediscover what feels good, or to discover for the first time what feels good. Because for a lot of us, we were told, like, don't do that. Don't touch yourself. Journaling, meditation. There's things like 5 rhythms dance that gets you in your body and feeling your body in a way that's safe. Because that's the main thing, is being in a safe space to do this healing work. Tantra classes where you get to reconnect and get what it's like to actually connect with a person without it jumping to sex. Because what we're taught is we meet, we like each other, we have sex. But there's a lot of stuff that can happen in between, or there's a lot of stuff that can happen after we have sex, before the next time we have sex, where we're just getting to feel each other and be with each other and know each other. And a lot of times I have women contacting me about the men in their lives, and they're like, how do I help him heal premature ejaculation issues? Or there's erection issues that are coming up, or there's this or there's that. And the main thing is to not make it an issue and to be with each other, create that safe space. Because if the space isn't safe, that stuff is going to keep happening, because then it becomes it becomes a fragmentation. It is a fragmentation. And it becomes a mental issue, and there's emotions tied to that. And when those two things get going, you can't stop that train. It's really hard to stop that train. So, how do you reintegrate with yourself? You spend time with yourself. You get quiet with yourself. You turn in, you meditate, you sit in front of a mirror and talk to yourself. And be with yourself. Ask yourself questions. Get really curious about yourself. And I will say, just as a cautionary thing, especially with trauma, with severe traumas, it really is, if you haven't done this before, it's best to work with somebody who can guide you through the process or hold space for you through the process. Somebody like me, or another coach, or a therapist, somebody who deals with core energetics directly, whatever speaks to you, it's best to have that support and that space being held for you. Because stuff may come up that you're not used to dealing with and handling, and so, you know, you got to have somebody there to have your back. So I hope all this makes sense. Feel free to ask questions here. Feel free to ask me a question about anything you'd like me to talk about, you'd like me to share about. If there's something that where you're getting stopped and you want some input, I'm happy to post a video. As always, you can reach me at coachwithmatthewsolomon.com. I have a space opening up for a couple in my 6-week relationship reboot, and I have space for a one-on-one client coming up soon also. So hit me up. Thank you so much.